Alright, what's up, everybody? So, oh, what's up, everyone? So, we're gonna read randomly from the book of Psalms, and we're also going to read from the randomly from the Bible as well. And God's here with us, so I know that He will for sure make it interesting, as He always does. And that's where I've been really appreciative because never has there been a dull moment with this. And it takes a lot to keep people's attention, no doubt. So I've been very appreciative of when I go to read and do stuff, the relevancy that he keeps. I am going to post my GoFundMe, so you know that you're welcome to donate on this wonderful Holy Sunday. Alright. So cool. So let's start randomly, and we will go to this, and right here we have a verse which says, "Thou preparest them corn when thou hast provided for it." Or when thou hast so provided for it. And I'll show you the visual a little clearer without the translucent sheet. I'll read this one more time. "Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it." So, saying God has given the corn when they have prepared for it, when they have shown that they believe in God, that they're doing what He says, putting in the work and preparing to receive the fruits of their labor. So, with that, I will read this psalm that surrounds this portrait here, and that is Psalm LXY. So, praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Sion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O thou art hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in my courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all ends of the earth, and of them that are far off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of their people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the ongoings of morning and evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so prepared for it. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly, thou settlest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys are also covered with the corn. They shout for joy, and they also sing. So, I like that. It's for those of you that just came. This is the picture that went with that, and it's fairly straightforward again to where as we prepare for these things, as we prepare for our graces given by God, we will receive them. You have to go with where you have faith, where intuition, where Lord, where spiritual guidance tells you to go. I'm gonna do a little bit of posting real quick and see if I can get a couple people to get on this live with us. Alright, and then we'll go to what is this one? I haven't seen this one before. This looks interesting. We have Psalm XL, Psalm XLII. And don't hesitate to say what's up or say hi. I definitely always appreciate it when people let me know they're there and just say what's up. Alright, cool. So, let's go ahead and read this song. As the hart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, where is thy God? When I remember these things, I poured out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God with the voice of joy and praise, with multitude that kept holy day. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? Why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. O my God, my soul is cast down within me. Therefore I will remember thee from the land of Jordan, and from of the Hermonites, from the hill of Mizar. Deep calleth unto deep of the noise of thy water sprouts. All thy waves and thy billows are gone over me. Yet the Lord will command his loving kindness in daytime, and the night his song shall be with me, and my prayer unto the God of my life. I will say unto God of my rock, why hast thou forgotten me? Why I go in mourning because of oppression of my enemy. To aze with the sword in my bones, mine enemy reproach me. While they say daily unto me, where is thy God? Why art thou cast down, O my soul? Why art thou disquieted within me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the heath of my countenance, O my God. And my God. You know, there's a lot of hope in these psalms, and I really do appreciate reading them because they take me to a good place, and they give me they put me in a place of strength. So I'm gonna read this one, and I'm gonna actually just flip open the Bible, and we'll go to some spots in there. Psalm XL. Judge me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. O deliver me from the deceitful and unjust man, for thou art the God of my strength. Why dost thou cast me off? Why go I mourning because of the oppression of the enemy? O send out thy light and thy truth. Let them lead me. Let them bring me to the holy hill and to the tabernacles. Then will I go to the altar of God unto my exceeding joy, yet upon the harp and praise thee, O God, my God. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? Why art thou disquieted in me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him, who is the heath of my countenance and my God. XL. They can lead me to my holy hill. Ooh. Alright, we're going to read some of the Bible here in a minute. Alright, cool. So we're gonna randomly pick this out, and we will go with let's go with Proverbs. Proverbs. Wisdom bestows well-being. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on a tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and good name in the sight of God and men. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lead not unto your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over the new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's disciplines, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves as a father, and the son he delights in. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. For she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you can desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all of her paths are peace. She is the tree of life for those who take hold of her. Those who hold her fast will be blessed. By wisdom the Lord laid the earth's foundation. By understanding he set the heavens in place. By his knowledge the watery depths were divided, and the clouds were let the drop drew. My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Preserve sound judgment and discretion, for they will be the life for you. An ornament to grace your neck. Then you will go on your way in safety, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Have no fear of sudden disaster or the ruin that overtakes the wicked, for the Lord will be by your side, and you will keep your foot from being snared. Do not withhold good from those whom it is due. When it is in your power to act, do not say to your neighbor, "Come back tomorrow and I'll give it to you," when you already have it with you. Do not plan harm against your neighbor who lives trustfully near you. Do not accuse anyone for no reason when they have done you no harm. Do not envy the violent or choose any of their ways, for the Lord detests the perverse, but takes the upright into his confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks proud mockers, but he shows favor to the humble and oppressed. The wise inherit honor, but fools only get shame. That's pretty powerful. Get wisdom at any cost. Listen to my son, listen, my sons, to my father's instruction. Pay attention, gain an understanding. I will give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. For I too was a son to my father, still tender and cherished by my mother. Then he taught me, and he said to me, "Take hold of my words with all your heart. Keep my commands, and you will live. Get the wisdom and understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, though it cost all you have. Get understanding, cherish her, and she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will give you a garland to grace your head and present you with a glorious crown. I instruct you in the way of wisdom and lead you along the straight paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hampered. When you run, you will not stumble. Hold on to instruction, do not let it go. Guard it well, for it is your life. Do not set foot in the path of the wicked, or walk in the way of evildoers. Avoid it or walk in the way, or do not, or walk in the way of evildoers. Avoid it, do not travel on it. Turn from it and go your own way, for they cannot rest until they do evil. They are robbed of sleep till they make someone stumble. They eat at the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. The path of righteousness is like a morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. My son, pay attention to what I say. Turn your ear to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to one's body. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Keep your mouth free of perversity. Keep corrupt talk far from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or the left. Keep your foot from evil. Warning against adultery. My son, pay attention to wisdom. Turn your ear from the words of insight, that you maintain discretion, and your lips may prefer knowledge. For the lips of adulterous women drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as gall. Sharp as a double-edged sword, her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. She gives no thought of the way of life. Her paths wander aimlessly, and she does not even know it. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Do not turn aside from what I say. Keep to a path far from her. Do not go near the door of her house, lest you lose your honor to others, and your dignity to one who is cruel. Lest strangers feast on your wealth, and your toil enrich the house of another. At the end of your life you will groan. When your flesh and body are spent, you will say, how I hated discipline, how my heart spurned correction. I would not obey my teachers, or turn my ear to instructors, as I was soon in serious trouble in the assembly of God's people. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow into the streets, your streams of water in public squares, let them be yours alone, never to be shared with strangers. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice with your wife of your youth, a loving doe, a graceful deer. May her breast satisfy you always. May you ever be intoxicated with her love. Why, my son, be intoxicated with another man's wife? Why embrace the bosom of a wayward woman? For your ways are in full view of the Lord, and he examines all your paths. The evil deeds of the wicked ensnare them. The cords of their sin hold them fast. For lack of discipline they will die, led astray by your own great folly. So, I'm gonna take a moment and, reflect upon these words and just talk about everything that has been said so far. We have get wisdom at any cost, which, is huge. We have too many people that literally just let the day be wasted, and they don't try to make the best out of everything. Every day is a gift, and we have the opportunity to make the most out of it. And there are times come where we are tested, and the discipline that we've been given and everything that we went through, it makes it to where we pass these tests and we're able to ensure a happier life and a longer life. The warnings against adultery, that's strong because, as a man who loves to love, as a man who's very passionate, when you have people that, especially, it's put in text as woman, but at this point it's anybody nowadays, because anybody can be an attention, or anyone can be styled for attention. Is it's that people, they'll use your heart against you, and if you start trying to buy love, first of all, you're never going to be able to buy it. So it's a drug, it's another addictive behavior that you're never going to satisfy, because you can't buy love. It's a trap. So when these people grow old, they don't have anything anymore. They spent their whole life trying to trade their body for money, but the thing is, money is great and grand, but it's not love, it's not happiness, it's not prosperity. Okay, you will not have a forever connection with somebody if you spent your whole life just giving your way, or giving yourself to other people, especially to the highest bidder. You know, anyone that if anyone that ends up being attached to you is going to wonder why. Is it going to be because they have something you want, or is it going to be because you're insecure? It's just one of those things to where, like, being loving with full intention, you gotta either not be attached, or you gotta only attach to the right people. And to have a loyal partner, it is, it is very meaningful. When it doesn't mean just go out and be the loyal partner to anybody, doesn't, you're not supposed to just partner up with anybody. But, you're not supposed to hurt good people either. You're not supposed to lure people in and tell them that you're going to be good to them and just hurt them because you're not, in some right mind state or whatever. It needs, everything needs to be done honestly, with integrity. And when you do so with the Lord's name, and everything you do, it really, everything really does come together miraculously. It's really amazing the things that I've had happen since I've really submitted to the Lord. And I really can't, I can't touch enough to how, like, obvious it is that God's in my life, that how obvious it is that He's been saving me left and right from really crazy wickedness, to the point that, like, it's only right for me to praise the Lord and go live and start doing these, religious parts, because in reality, I know, I wouldn't be here. And I'm not even just talking about Him creating us, but, like, He saved me multiple times. So, like, I know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Lord. So I will always pay homage. I will always praise, because I love my dogs, I love my family, I love the things that I do have left. And everyone that's wronged me, or that's, tried to destroy my life, their loved ones are having heart attacks, they're being put in comas, doctors don't know what's wrong with them, and, it's not a conscious decision that I make, you know what I mean? But it's heavens, it's the stars, and it's just, at the end of the day, I'm a Messiah. So, like, when you do me wrong, you're gonna have things that are gonna come back on you that are really not in my conscious control. So I'm gonna continue reading. Warnings against folly. My son, actually, no, let me make a post and try and see if I can get some more listeners. Yeah, for everybody that's here, I definitely appreciate you all watching this live. It definitely means the world to me. Alright, cool. Let's continue reading. My son, if you have... My son, if you have put up if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands and pledged for a stranger, if you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth, mouth. So do this, my son, to free yourself. Since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands, go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of a hunter, like a bird from the snare of a fowler. Go to the aunt, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer, no or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When you get up from your sleep, a little slumber, a little pulling at the hands of rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. A troublemaker and a villain, who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks maliciously with his eye, signals with his feet, and motions with his fingers, who plots evil and deceit with his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Therefore, disaster will overtake him in an instant. He will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. There are 6 things the Lord hates. Seven that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. My son, keep your father's command and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them always on your heart. Fasten them around your neck. When you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. When you awake, they will speak to you. For this command is a lamp. This teaching is a light. And the correction and instruction are a way to life, keeping you from your neighbor's wife. So the smooth talk of the wayward woman. Do not lust in your heart after her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyes. For a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread, but another man's wife preys on your very life. Can a man scoop fire into his lap without his clothes being burned? Can a man walk on hot coals without his feet being scorched? So is he who sleeps with another man's wife. No one who touches her will go unpunished. People do not despise a thief if he steals, to satisfy his hunger when he is starving. Yet if he is caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it cost him all the wealth of his house. But a man who commits adultery has no sense. Whoever does so destroys himself. Blows are like a grace to his lot, and his shame will never be wiped away. For a jealousy arouses a husband fury, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will not accept any compensation. He will refuse a bribe, however great it is. My son, keep my words and store my commands within you. Guard my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your mouth. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. And to insight, you are my relative. They will keep you from the adulterous women, from the wayward woman, with her seductive words. At the window of my house I looked down, though the lettuce I saw among the simple. I noticed the young woman of youth who had no sense. He was going down the street near her corner, walking in the direction of her house as twilight, as the day was fading, as the dark set in. Then came a woman to meet him, dressed like a prostitute and with crafty intent. She is unruly and defiant. Her feet never stay at home. Now in the street, Now in the squares she lurks behind every corner. She took a hold of him and kissed him with brazen face. She said, "Today I fulfilled my vows. I have had food from my fellowship offering at home, so I came out to meet you. I looked for you and I have found you. I have covered my bed with colored linens from Egypt. I have perfored my bed with myroth, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink deeply of love till morning. Let's enjoy ourselves with love. My husband is not home. He has gone on a long journey. He has took his purse filled with money and will not come home until full moon." With persuasive words she led him astray. She seduced him with her small talk. All at once he followed her like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer stepping into a noose till an arrow pierces his liver, like a bird darting into a snare, little knowing it will cost him his life. Now then, my sons, listen to me, pay attention to what I say. Do not let your heart turn to her ways or stray into her paths. Many are victims, yet she is brought down. Her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. Definitely very interesting. I'm going to have to actually type this one out because this really had interest me. That said the 6 things that Lord hates, 7 that are detestable. Because people always tell me that Lord doesn't hate. And see, and like that's what I'm saying. Like people keep trying to tell me Lord doesn't hate anything. He hates haunty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. That's like directly linked to a lot of the stuff that I went through, a lot of the stuff that I wasn't exactly sure that I don't know. It's definitely, to me, it's definitely crazy that everything that ever bothered me ended up being so biblical. But it's like you can kind of just tell when you actually pay attention through my life and you see everything. It's kind of fairly obvious. A heart that devises wicked schemes. will say this Iranian president, is a very powerful message that regardless of who you are, anyone can be touched by God. That's one thing that I would definitely like to say, is that anyone can definitely be touched by God. Alright, so let's go and let's go to let's read Judgment on Israel's Enemies. A prophecy. The word of the Lord is against the hand of Hydric and will come to rest on Damascus, for all eyes of all people and all tribes of Israel are on the Lord, and Hamath too, which borders it, and the Tyre and the Sidon, though are there very skillful. Tyre has built herself a stronghold. She has heaped in the silver like dust, and the gold like the dirt of the streets. But the Lord will take away her possessions and destroy her power on the sea, and she will be consumed by fire. Ashkelon will see it in fear. Gaza will reap in agony, and Ekron too, for her hope will wither. Gaza will lose her king, and Ashkelon will be deserted. A mongrel people will occupy Ashdod, and I will put the end of the pride for the Philistines. I will take the blood from their mouth and forbidden food from between their teeth. Those who are left will belong to our God and become a clan of Judah. And Ekron will be the Jebusites, and I will encamp at my temple to guard it against marauding forces. Never again will an oppressor overrun my people, for now I am keeping watch. This is actually, it feels very enlightening. The coming of the Zion's king. Replace greatly, daughter of Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem, see your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, and a colt on a foal of a donkey. I will take away the chariots from the Ephraim and the war horses from Jerusalem, and the battle bow will be broken. He will proclaim peace to the nations. His rule will extend from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. As for you, because of the blood of my covenant with you, I will free your prisoners from the waterless pit. Return to your fortress, your prisoners of hope. Even now I announce that I will restore twice as much to you. I will bend Judah as I bend my bow and fill it with a prom. I will rouse your son Zion against your sons Greece and make you like a warrior's sword. Then the Lord will appear over them. His arrow will flash like lightning. His sovereign Lord will sound the trumpet. He will march into storms of the south, and the Lord Almighty will shield them. They will destroy and overcome the sling stones. They will drink and roar as with wine. They will be full like a bowl used for sprinkling the corners of the altar. The Lord their God will save people on that day. as a shepherd saves his flock. They will sprinkle his land like jewels in a crown. How attractive and beautiful they will be. Grain will make young men thrive, and the new wine, the young women. It's definitely fairly powerful. The New Testament. Jesus predicts his death. From the time Jesus began to explain his disciples he must go to Jerusalem to suffer many things to hand offers the chief priests and teachers of the law, he must be killed on the third day and be raised to life. Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. Never, Lord, he said, never shall this happen to you. And Jesus turned and said to Peter, get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. You do not have mind in the concerns of God, but merely human concerns. Then Jesus said to his disciples, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it. What good will it be to someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can any man give in exchange for their soul? For the Son of Man is going to come in his Father's glory with his angels, and he will reward each person according to what they have done. Truly I tell you, some who are standing here will taste death before they see the man coming of his kingdom. After 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, John the brother of James, and led them high by a mountain by themselves. And there he transfigured before them. His face shone in the sun, and his clothes became white as light. Just then he appeared before Moses and Elijah, talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here if you wish. I put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered him, and the voice from the cloud said, this is my son whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell face down on the ground, terrified. But Jesus came, touched them. Get up, he said. Don't be afraid. When he looked up, they saw no one except Jesus. As they were coming out of the mountain, Jesus instructed them, don't tell anyone what you have seen until Son of Man has been raised from the dead. Demon heals a demon-possessed boy. Demon. The greatest in the kingdom of heaven. At the time the disciples came to Jesus, who then is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? He called a little child and placed a child among them. Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, and whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me. So, and it's like, it's crazy because you hear that, and then like you hear that, and it's just like, you think that he's gonna be cool. You know, like read this book, even the New Testament, like you think this is okay? You know, like I just don't get it. I really don't. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Peter disowns Jesus. Oh God. Judas agrees to betray Jesus. Oh no, this is getting dark. The crucifixion of Jesus. Oh no. The death of Jesus. Oh no. Jesus is risen. The ascension of Jesus. When he had led them out the vicinity of Bethany, he had lifted his hands and blessed them. While he was blessing them, he left them and was taken into heaven. Then they worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy. They stayed continually at a temple praising God. The empty tomb. Early on the first day of the week, it was still dark. Apostolate too many. The choosing of 7. Seeing if there's any good advice or anything I should look for. Well, alright, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming for today's live session. It was good doing some Bible stuff.